Hey guys, this is Phil from the RetroGamesNews.com. Check out the website if you haven't already. Got a few little bits and pieces that I want to show you, which none of which really warrant their own video, so I thought I'd kind of roll them all up into one video. First of which is a mug, which doesn't sound particularly exciting. However, if you're a big fan of Oliver Frey, Oliver Frey is the artist who did all the artwork for Zap 64 magazine, Crash for the Spectrum, and also various games around that time as well, such as Hawkeye. Brilliant artist. And if you go to his website, which is oliverfrey.com, or just search for Oliver Frey in Google, I'm sure you'll find it. They've now got sort of various different pieces of merchandise showing his artwork. You've got the sort of mouse mats, you've got obviously artwork itself, and these new mugs, which are pretty cool. I've actually got a couple of these, but I've only got one here. The other one's at the office where I work. But this first one, if you can see that, is from the Paradroid edition of Zap. I think it was maybe issue 6 or 7, I can't remember now. But great artwork, very, very high quality. And then on the back, if you buy the mugs with the Zap covers, you get a couple of the characters from Zap magazine. You've got Rockford, which of course was from the Boulder Dash series, and then you've got the Thing character from Thing on a Spring. So that's pretty cool. The other one I've got is the one from the Eidolon edition. So have a look at those on the website. They're very cool. The other thing that I've got is a controller for a PC. I've just recently bought a really good new emulator for the Commodore 64 to run on the PC, but I didn't have a joystick, and a lot of the Commodore games you needed a joystick to play them. You didn't even get an option for keys. And I was trying to search for different joysticks, and a lot of them seem to be more geared up for kind of flight simulators. They're a bit heavy duty for what I needed. So I just kind of happened upon this by mistake. I think Amazon I got it. And it's a USB joypad, so it just plugs straight into a USB cable socket rather. And you know, the more observant amongst you will realise it looks very similar to a PlayStation pad, which is kind of good, because I guess I've got more used to using these than joysticks over the years. And this thing was only £3.99, so I guess probably what, $7, $6, $7. Doesn't feel quite as sturdy as the PlayStation, as you'd expect, but for the purpose that I need it, yeah, it's perfectly good, and I'm pretty happy with it. The other thing I wanted to show you, sometimes I sort of feel that I'm not quite as devoted maybe to gaming as some of the other YouTubers and things like that. But then I suddenly remembered something that I've got on my arm that I had tattooed on there a few years ago, and I thought, well, I guess that's kind of a good testament to gaming. So just for the hell of it, I thought I'd show you this. I'm not sure if you can see this or not. But again, most of you will probably recognise that as the character Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Bit of a mad thing to have tattooed on your arm, really. Seemed like a good idea at the time. And in fact, they had to shorten the sword, because I'm not exactly Mr. Muscle, so they had to sort of shorten it to fit it on. Anyway, I'm now going to pop upstairs and I'll show you the emulator. Okay, for this last part of the video, I just want to show you a piece of software that I purchased the other day. An emulator for the 64 called C64 Forever. You can actually get a free version of it as well. Just Google it. But I bought the full version's only about $15, so it's not a huge stretch, and it gives you some extra features, and you can also have it at full screen and things like that. The thing I like about the interface is really good, simple to use. You just go and select your game, hit the play button or double click on it, and also you can add in your screenshots as well for each game, and you can also insert kind of background information about each game and the software house and the year it was made and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, this video is a bit ghetto, but like I say, I'll do a proper review of this game actually in the future, of this emulator rather. So let's have a look at Cybernoid. Cybernoid's a bit of a classic. It's a pretty difficult game as well, so I'll probably completely fluff it up, but never mind. I'm going to be using my joypad that I showed you earlier on, the USB joypad. It stands for Universal Serial Bus. I didn't realise that. Anyway. Okay, so you get intro with a lot of these games because they've sort of been cracked at some point by somebody. Don't worry about that. That should go into action any minute now. Let's start the game. Yes, you get the. Like I said, the music's pretty faithful to the original sound. Okay. Nearly got killed by the first guy there. That would have been good. Because a lot of these original games were pretty damn difficult simply because they weren't as long as the games that you have today, so they had to make them very difficult, otherwise people would just beat them in sort of 5 to 10 minutes. This part particularly, if I remember right, it was a bit of a stinker. It's just a case of being patient really. Probably haven't picked the best game to show this because now you're just going to see me waiting it out. Oh yeah! That was a bit of a gamble that bit. Wait. But anyway, the point being, you can see the emulator is very smooth. I haven't found one game that doesn't run on this yet. Oh, damn. Gotta watch my language as well. But I will definitely be using this to do some reviews of other 64 games. Whereas in the past I've kind of stuck with the Spectrum stuff because it was always a bit easier to emulate. It tended to behave itself a bit better. This is exactly how not to play Cybernoid. Balls. Anyway. You get the idea. So yeah, check that out. C64 forever, and I'll do a proper review of this system at some point soon. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and speak to you soon.